We're firing up the pit today for a rib test next on Ben's Smokehouse.
That Smokehouse, barbecue and soul, where the smokes in the meats and the sides take control. Collard greens, mac and cheese, cornbread's fine. Catering lord to make your good time shine. Baked beans bubbling, greens so right. Every bite's a southern delight. From the smoker to your plate, it's true. Ben's brings the soul of barbecue. Ben's Smokehouse, barbecue and soul, where the smoke's in the meats and the sides take control.
What's up, YouTube? We are back with another video. Today is Saturday, June 7th, 2025, and we are here back at the Smokehouse. Today we will be finally cooking something we can eat. Today is our rib test on the pit, and that's what's coming up next. And we're going to get the fire going and then get some ribs on. Now, I forgot the ribs. I got all the way here and forgot the ribs, so now we're going to the store to try to buy some more for this TSM reunion today. Got everything else and forgot the ribs. All of my other stuff I need. But we forgot the ribs, so that's what happens sometimes when you're trying to get things done quickly and you forget stuff, and everything's not here yet because we're not operating here. We're just doing tests on this pit, and this food is not for sale. I'm actually just cooking it and giving it to some people today that's having a event. So it's not for sale. Actually can't sell anything off the smoker until this building is ready. So anyway, we got our chimney lit so we could start developing our coal bed, and we're gonna get this fire going, get the pit up to temperature so we can get these ribs on as soon as possible. All right, we got the smoker lit. See the smoke coming out the smokestack. We got it wide open right now. Let's take a look inside the firebox. Got a nice fire going. We're trying to build a nice coal bed to keep this big boy warm. Another thing is I like to stack my wood on top of the firebox because it gets it warm and nice and hot, and as soon as you throw it in the firebox, it ignites right away. So we are we're getting underway. That white smoke will subside and it'll be clear blue smoke at some point, but right now it's burning up the barky wood and developing the coal bed. Right now we at 160 degrees here, 160 degrees here, and of course almost 200 closer to the smokestack as usual. I always expect it to be temperature to be the hottest here. So we are underway. We got to get the ribs, get some rub on them and get them out on the smoker. So that'll be what we end up doing next. I'll just manage the fire until the ribs get here. All right, everyone, we got our smoker up to about 250, and I'm getting ready to get the ribs prepared to go out on the smoker. Patted them down to get them dry. I'm gonna remove the membrane, and then once we get the membrane removed, we're gonna season them in some rub and get them out there. Got our ribs seasoned and about to get ready to put them on the pit, and it will smoke for about 4 hours, and we're probably gonna wrap them around hour 2 depending on how they look. So let's get to smoking. All right, our ribs are ready to go on the pit. Let's get to smoking and get them on the pit. All right, we got our ribs on the smoker. We got the temperatures right around 250 degrees. We do have them smoking in this part of the cook chamber. So now it's just a matter of managing the fire. And you got some apple cider vinegar and half water spritz that we're gonna spray on it every 45 minutes or so. And it's just a matter of managing the fire and letting it cook. So 4 hours from now, we should have some nice ribs. I think I'm gonna wrap them around the 2 hour mark, depending on if the meat start to pull back from the bone. That's how you know when the ribs are getting done. The wrap is just gonna make it more tender. So we're gonna let them cook for about 2 hours, and maybe at the 2.5 hour mark, we wrap them, put them back out there, and then we should be able to finish them up at that point. So far so good. Can't wait to taste these ribs. These are not the ribs that I typically use. We had to go to Food Lion and get some ribs because the ribs that I had, I actually had 6 slabs for this, and I packed them up and left them at home. And we had to rush out and get some ribs. So these aren't the ones that I had planned to prepare for this, but we decided to go ahead and move forward with the rib test anyway. The other ribs, I have my daughter, she's gonna put them in the freezer and we'll just use them another time. But yeah, so excited to finally be on this pit, actually cooking something that we're gonna eat, and let's see how it all plays out. So we're gonna let it cook, and we'll continue to keep you guys in the loop. All right, it's pretty hot out here today, man, and the heat coming off this smoker is pretty intense. So we do have a nice fire going in the firebox here, as you can see. Nice fire going. We're holding steady right at 250, which is right where I want it to be. That way I can kind of be done in about 3.5, 4 hours. So we cooking here at about 250, and this is where the ribs are located on the pit. This one's just below 250, and this one's right above 250. So based on, the biscuit test we did last week, we kind of proved that this pit cooks pretty evenly when it's hot and it has a cold bed established. And yeah, so it's moving right along. Let's take a look at the ribs. So we got 4 slabs going, and they're cooking up pretty good so far. So we're gonna close this because they say if you're looking, you are not cooking. You don't want to continue to look because we won't cook. So we're just gonna let this thing chill out. We're gonna get our apple cider vinegar water spritz mixed up real quick, and then we're gonna spritz in about 30-45 minutes. All right, we're gonna go with a light spritz on this on these ribs. They've been on for about 45 minutes, so we're gonna do a light spray just to keep them nice and moist, keep them from drying out. All right, so still got about maybe a good 3 hours left, so we're gonna just hang out and let them cook. All right, YouTube, we're about an hour and a half into this cook, and things are going pretty well. Temperatures are holding up pretty steady, so happy about that. I'm happy that, you know, I throw a few logs in every 30 minutes or so, you know, to keep them warm here so they can ignite quickly. Put a few pieces in every 30 minutes or so. I'm not constantly here every 5-10 minutes watching the fire. It just does what it does. So I'm very impressed with how it's cooking. Be interesting to see how things go when I cook a really, really large quantity. I just have 4 slabs of ribs on here. The rest of the space is just empty right now. Again, I originally planned to do 6 slabs, but I left the ribs home. So I have some more to test. I could use those for a future test. And yeah, we're gonna keep going. We're about an hour and a half in. I'll probably wrap at the 3-hour mark, and as we get closer and closer to a finished product. Well, let's take a look at how the ribs are looking now. All right, an hour and a half in, and looking pretty good so far. It's getting a nice smoky flavor to them. You can see the fire in the smoke box and the smoke coming out. We don't want to lose our temperature, so I'm gonna go ahead and close it. But yeah, this pit is everything I dreamed of, and I'm super happy to have it. And I'm just like a kid in the candy store today, getting to play with my toy. So we'll keep you updated on the cook. We'll check back in about an hour and see how things are going. Do a quick check on the ribs. So as you can see, cooking up pretty nicely. Although I believe this side is getting done faster, of course, because it's closer to the heat. So I'm gonna rotate them, flip them around this way, just to make sure they cooking even. I think it's okay. I just gonna flip them over, and then we'll keep on cooking. So we got them flipped around. We're gonna hit them with a little bit of this spritz. Time to spritz again. Make sure these stay nice and juicy and moist. Get a nice little spray. Coming out beautiful. You can see the beautiful red color developing from the post oak wood flavor sinking into the meat. These are gonna be great. Can't wait to taste them. We're about 3 hours into our smoke. Let's take a look at these ribs. I think it might be time to wrap them. Oops, excuse me. I think it might be time to wrap them. Let's see what we got going on here. Oh yeah. Got that nice red color. See the bones starting to show a little bit. So we're gonna wrap them and try to finish them off. All right, it's time to wrap these ribs and get them wrapped and back on the pit, and then try to put a light glaze on them, let the glaze bake in, and then we'll be ready to go. ready to take them over to the TSM reunion, which is starting right now, so we're going to be arriving a little late. All right, this is the last one to wrap, and then all 4 slabs will be wrapped. Get ready to put this on the pit. It's hot out here. You see I'm sweating. So we got all 4 slabs wrapped. As you can see here, they wrap pretty tightly. We're gonna let it cook for maybe another 30 minutes, and then pull them off, unwrap them, and then I'm gonna apply my glaze and let my glaze bake in, and then we'll be done. So we probably got about another 45 minutes in this cook. We'll get the ribs over to the TSM reunion by around 4 o'clock, and that'll give everybody time to show up. But very happy with the way things are turning out here for this cook today. Yeah, look forward to being able to do this and feed the community. This is going to be great. I'm glad I bought the smoker. It was expensive, but I'm glad I got it. And I'm glad it stayed at a local restaurant in North Carolina. So hopefully I'll get to meet the people who actually built this one day, where we can share some stories. All right, we got the ribs unwrapped, back on the pit. Look how beautiful they look. Goodness, they look beautiful. So we're gonna apply some glaze to it and give it another 15-20 minutes, and then we're gonna pull them. So we are applying our little glaze. We want to gently apply it. We don't want to lose any of the seasoning. So you really want to just baste it. And then as we baste it, we're going to let this bake in for another maybe 20 minutes. And then we'll pull it. And then it'll be ready to go. Head over to the TSM reunion and get some reactions from the folks that are going to be tasting these delicious first time ribs off this new pit here at the Smokehouse. I can't wait to get a bite of it myself. But I'm going to wrap these and I'm going to put them in a foil pan and kind of let them rest while we go over to the TSM reunion, and then I'll probably do the honors of tasting them first. So we're going to gently apply our glaze. Let it bake in. The heat from the smoker is intense. We're very close to the firebox, so I can feel the heat. Let me switch hands then. Probably help out a little. You can stop now. We got everything glazed up, and it's just a matter of letting this bake in so it becomes one with the ribs, and we'll be ready to we'll be able to let them rest and take them over to the TSM, and I'll cut them over there, and then we'll give it a taste test over there. Looking forward to trying them. And when I tell you it's hot, it's almost 90 degrees. It is hot. So I'm glad I have to build something over this so I don't be in the elements, because man, in the heat of the summer it'll be a struggle out here. But it's still going to be hot regardless, but not quite. But we'll let these we'll hang out for another 15 minutes, check on the ribs again, and then we'll be able to pull them off. All right, we pulled off 2 ribs. There's 2 left on the smoker, and we're going to pull those next and head on over to the TSM reunion. Yes, sir. Take a look at these ribs. Yes, sir. Fire's still going, but it's time to pull them. So we got one here. And we're gonna pull the other one. We got them both in, so I'm off. I'm gonna cover them up. They're gonna rest while we head over to the TSM reunion, and we'll see you guys there. Alright, this is the time to taste it. Now we've been waiting for it. Let's see.
Is it good? What you think? Alright.
Did a rib test today on the pit, and we were able to bring the ribs over and enjoy the time at the TSM Family Reunion. And now it's time to wrap the day up and go on home and try to get some rest. Really enjoyed the day, but on a sad note, I lost a very close family member this week. My Aunt Rose. She's a huge supporter of me, and she would encourage me when I'm down and all types of things. Just someone to talk to confide in, and she was always 100% real. And you know, her life, her journey, the journey of her life ended last week. So I want to dedicate this video to my Aunt Rose. Rest up, Auntie. You're not in pain anymore. And, you know, I know what you went through all these years, and pain and suffering, and you don't have to suffer anymore. So I just want you to rest in peace, and I love you. And this video is dedicated to you. Been Smokehouse, where the smoke is in the meat and the soul is in the sides. Catch you guys on the next video. Peace.
Smokehouse, barbecue and soul, where the smoke's in the meats and the sides take control.